they were looking for a new venture to get into, so they decided to start making brass casings without having any idea what they were doing. And through extreme trial and tribulation, Derek's figured it out.
Peterson Cartridge. We're leaving Spokane, Washington, headed to Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania, to do a Peterson Cartridge factory tour, shoot the Hunt podcast, and to shoot the first 7 PRC quality brass on the planet.
This is for my beautiful wife.
Final boarding call for Delta Airlines flight.
She knows exactly what to make and when to make it.
Service to Seattle. All ticket agents for pass.
I didn't miss it.
Once that gate goes down, the arm will raise. Once the arm is up, you may have a great night, safe travels, and you consider it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my goodness. The beard makes him act weird, dude. What? The beard makes him act weird.
There's a lot of beards out here, I don't imagine.
I ain't seen a good one yet.
Show me a picture of
All right.
We got the whole thing.
Nice.
And it's a pretty good article too, I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest. So.
Yeah.
Upstairs is just a conference room.
Great.
So this is the first thing I'll show you guys. We use a lot of this for training. So this is the different kinds of defects that we see when we're making stuff. It just gives a nomenclature, it samples of it. So someone that's new, that's coming in either on the production line or in our inspection team, we can bring them in here and show them what they're going to be looking for. This is what's acceptable for retail sales. This is what's acceptable for the military, because the military, they don't care if there's water spots, they don't care if there's small dents, they just need the casings. So we don't have to be as strict as we are with retail. With retail, we require, this is an internal requirement, but we require that our casings be like jewelry quality. They have to be spotless and perfect. To be considered retail. And then down here on the bottom is what we call our cosmetic seconds. Structurally, they're perfect. They work completely fine. But they may have those water spots or a small scratch or a small dent that after you shoot it for the first time, dent's gone.
Yeah.
In fact, everyone that works here uses cosmetic seconds. Unless maybe we don't have it, then sometimes if you need it and you're in a pinch, you'll buy the retail. But we all use the cosmetic seconds. Here now, we've had a level 2 inspection. What Amanda and her team do, they'll go out on all 3 production lines and they grab pieces throughout the day from different machines and they do inspections on them. And if they see something and catch it early, we know, hey, let's stop production, figure out what's causing it. I think it's 20 casings out of each run. Brings them in here, he'll load them up, we go into the range and fire them. And then he'll bring them back in, resize them, reload them, fire them. He just repeats that process until either the casing fails, whether it's a crack in the neck, something wrong with the primer pocket, case head separation, something. But he keeps doing it until we get to 20 reloads and firings. If it doesn't fail by that time, we pass it and let it go. So for every caliber we make, we have at least 1 rifle. We try to do multiple rifles just to make sure that it's going to work in a variety of, guns. We have a European supplier out of Germany, and we have 2 U.S. suppliers. Yeah, it's drawing the cup. What you do, you take
How
those
does it change the color though?
because it's heated. So we wash them off again,
And then they turn back to brass?
turn back to brass. Now this is draw 2. So they'll go in like this. Come out of draw 2 like that.
Okay. So that we have different one of those white pieces for every caliber. Then it's the stem, and then through in the internals is a series of 2 or 3 dies.
When it comes out of draw 3, that's the longest it will ever be. All right. From there we do trims and everything else. Here we can't film any more than
Yes,
machine.
yes.
What's different about us between a lot of companies, we actually inspect every single piece of brass we make. We don't do a sample size, nothing like that. If it's been produced on our lines, it gets inspected. Guys, this is Eric. Eric is our primary Mectron operator.
Fader, throws them up in there. That thing just spins around and essentially orients them all the same way. This is where the fun part is. So everything comes down hopefully oriented in the correct way. It just feeds onto here. Every single thing that goes down is getting looked at by these 2 cameras here. So as they come down, this sensor trips that camera, and that's actually looking at the back end of each individual cartridge. The other thing, our other camera is actually looking into the mouth of each individual one. And then depending on what we're running, we can also read head stamps. So right now I'm running Peterson head stamp things. If we were running something for somebody else with a different head stamp, I could actually have the machine read the physical head stamp. Is as each part passes under this camera. So this belt is spinning this way. So every part that goes through there rotates as it's going. And right now I'm getting about 500 individual images of each part that goes through. Those are just different pictures it took. And right now I'm looking just specifically at the neck on this cartridge. I'm looking at every part of it, but this is specifically the neck. And you can see the cartridge rotates, and anything that lights up red could be an issue. When you're setting up a machine like this, you have to actually have it be set tighter than you would if you were like doing it, looking at it by hand, because we don't want anything bad to pass.
Right.
So that's where our hand inspectors come in. Yeah, she probably goes through well over 10,000 a day, literally going like this one at a time,
Well, you can see
looking at the fold in it. She's essentially doing what I did on a smaller scale. And that way we get all of our good parts out. We're not throwing away anything good. And then we really know that everything we're doing is pretty much 100%. That's what we're striving for, you know. That's great for us.
You have to drink a lot at night?
No.
There's a lot of caffeine around here, I can tell you that. That's very taxing. So I put through 8,100 parts today, and we've only rejected 458. So, I mean, that's 16 to 1, something like that. So that's a really good rate. Sometimes it's 5 to 1, but you know, once we get 10 to 1 or better, it's only going to take her at most an hour per bucket. You know, we're pretty efficient.
So we have different test barrels in here. Stand. We don't touch this stuff. It's a stand.
That was a test.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jake. I don't know yet.
I get the buffalo chicken wrap and fries.
She volunteers down there as well, so she does announcements.
I should always read last. I'm a picky son of a gun.
We have chicken fillets.
On the kids' menu.
I got a little mac and cheese.
She likes it.
I think I'm gonna go with
Are they dinosaur shaped?
Yep.
Dino
Can I get the
nuggets.
dino nuggets?
You gotta eat the heads first.
My tries are chips for you.
That's why I said, yes, I have a Stan. His name's Blaine, and he's the gunsmith.
That's a way cooler name than Stan.
Blaine Painter.
Do you think Stan would mind if we started calling him Blaine?
Blaine, so part of the
You don't even want to see this picture.
This is a mule deer?
Yeah. Like, I'd probably stab you for this.
Where was that at?
Where you guys were?
Yeah, 66A.
Oh, they saw that too. That's awesome.
Yeah, ranch honey mustard.
Fuck.
There you go.
That's a good buck, especially the bow.
I shot him 105 yards with my bow.
You're like, hey, look at this fucking tree sneaking up on me. Look at this fucking tree moving.